Thanks guys for coming this week. This is a short tutorial on how to do each one of the movements that we're going to be doing in the strong and sweat workout this week. So let's go over the movements. We've got a hip hinge, a row, a knee to opposite elbow, and a chest press. We're going to use a single arm or a single leg in each one of them. You'll do all of one side, then the next set you'll do all of the other side. Let's go over the movements. The first one is a single leg hip hinge. In the single leg hip hinge, the key of the movement is the glutes and core are stabilizing the movements. You want to make sure the crown of the head and the tailbone are connected and the shoulder always is over the knee, over the big toe. From there, you'll stand up to return to back to center. So let's grab a weight in the same hand as the trailing or back leg. Step that back leg back to a distance that you can still stay stable, but it's still out of the way of the front leg. The opposite hand can go on the hip or be out wide for stability. You're going to inhale and then exhale, push back into your hip, initiating the movement from the hips, and then come back up. A key thing is to keep the free leg glute contracted slightly so that it stabilizes and helps regulate and stabilize the pelvis. Again, you're going to hinge and return all the way back up. How do you know you're done with the movement? When your crown of your head is over your tailbone, over your heel, and you can fully contract the standing leg glute. Again, hinge and then stand up. To increase the intensity on the movement, you're just going to lift the back leg. Again, making sure that that glute is steady on that lifting leg. The next movement is the single arm row. So in a single arm row, keep the weight in the same hand. You can place the other hand on the hip, and then you're going to get into the hinge position, just like in the single leg hip hinge, but then you're just going to do a row on that side. The keys to this movement is to make sure the back's not rounded, but extended. Again, crown of the head with the tailbone, abdomen contracted, and draw the elbow up towards the rib cage. Not forward and not a bicep curl. So pull the elbow up and back. So you're pinning the shoulder blades almost together. And then release, pause at the end point. Again, draw up and down. And then when you're done, stand completely up. And now let's put the weight down. The third movement is knee to opposite elbow. You'll start out in plank. Remember, in plank, it's optimal to start your hands up first. So get those arms in position. Pack the shoulders into the body and get into plank. From the plank position, bring the opposite knee to the elbow and then rotate back. Because this is a strength move, you want to move slowly and with control, bringing that knee as far forward as you're comfortable doing within each set. Don't worry about how fast you go, just do the controlled movement to develop better strength. The next movement is the bench or the chest press. In the chest press, if you have a kettlebell, I want you to roll to one side and grab the kettlebell first. Then use your whole body to bring the kettlebell into position. From there, you're going to press the arm straight up towards the ceiling, chin towards your sternum, and let the elbow then drop down towards the rib cage. Not across the body at all, then straight back up. You can put your opposite hand on your shoulder if you're having a hard time keeping that shoulder down and away from your ear. Another way to add intensity is to bring those knees up and press the hand up. Or you can even lift the head. If you need to hold the back of the head with the hand, you can do so. Make sure you stop at the top and pause for a moment at the bottom. Same idea if you use a dumbbell, you just got more of the load above the hand. Press up and press and lower down. When you're done, roll your whole body to one side to release the weight and bring yourself back up. Those are our 4 movements that you will then repeat on the other side. Each set is 10 repetitions of each of the movements. You can repeat each set up to 6 times. So you can either do 2 sets of each or up to 6 sets of each. All right, guys, so the second part of the strong and sweat workout is the sweat. And in that, I want you to do only 5 repetitions of each of these moves, but you're going to go as quickly as you can, maintaining proper form. The 4 movements are an air squat or a fast squat, no body weight, a lateral hop, a mountain climber, and then a kick through. Each one of these can be increased in intensity depending on how high you move in the movement, or how much and how far through you move through the movement. Let's go over the movements themselves. The first one is a squat. It can just be a straight, quick, nice, quick squat, or you can add a jump to it. Or you can even throw the arms the other direction if you want. So just a simple jump. If you're not interested in jumping, just come up on the toes. The next movement is a lateral hop. Find a spot on the ground and you're going to jump to the other side and jump back. If you'd like, you can do a single leg hop. Third movement is the mountain climber. Key is to not let the hips go high. Get the knees as low as you can and try not to overpress into the heel as the leg goes back. The third movement is the trickiest movement, and it really will rev up all your cardiovascular intensity, and it's the kick through. So after you do the mountain climber, you want to drop your knees. From there, pick the knees off the ground, roll towards one side. So my feet are slightly twisted, but I'm going to bring through the bottom foot, the kick through. Then I'm going to take that same foot, put it behind, and then come back down. To the other side, kick through and rotate and come back down. Or if I'm facing you, lift those knees up, rotate and kick, back in, rotate and kick. As a modification, you can just keep your knees on the ground. So you would just drop to one side, kick, pull that leg back in, drop to the other side, and kick. Whatever leg you're sitting on is the leg you're kicking through. So those are the 4 movements: air squat, lateral hops, mountain climbers, and kick throughs. Do as many as you can. You have 5 reps of each one of those. You do these after each one of the strength sets. You can do more of the sweat sets if you want. So after a strength set, you could do 1, 2, or 3 rounds in order of the sweat set. Have a great time. This is going to be a great workout, increasing intensity in both strength and in sweatiness.